Serba Dinamik is implementing an internal restructuring exercise, which entails the appointment of Dr. Muhammad Akil Muhammad as the group's deputy CEO effective today. According to Bernama, the company said in a statement that the exercise also includes the appointment of a few key management personnel as heads of region, where the integrated oil and gas service provider has a strong presence. These heads of region will report directly to Muhammad Akil. There will also be the appointment of new faces to helm the corporate communications and stakeholder relations position. Prior to this, Muhammad Akil was the company's Senior Vice President, Special Projects, where he was leading the company's digital transformation and several key initiatives and projects in the Middle East, Central Asia and the Americas. He has a combined industry and academic experience of over 18 years. Meanwhile, Serba Dinamik founder Datuk Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Abdullah remains as Group Managing Director and CEO, and Azhan Azmi is still the group's Chief Financial Officer. At the close, Serba Dinamik's share price was down 4.48% to 32 sen for a market value of 1.19 billion ringgit. The Employees Provident Fund or EPF disposed of 10.58 million shares in Petronas Chemicals Group on Monday. This was when the integrated chemicals producer's share price climbed to its highest in over 2 years, helped by updates including news of the planned restart of the company's refinery and petrochemical complex in Pengerang, Johor by end 2021, after the facility was closed following a fire in March 2020. In a filing with Bursa Malaysia, Petronas Chemicals said the EPF's stake in the former fell to 7.37% on Monday after the disposal and the acquisition of 139,100 shares on the same day. Petronas Chemicals, however, did not specify at what price the share sale and purchase took place. Prior to the transactions, the EPF had a 7.501% stake, comprising 600.07 million shares in Petronas Chemicals. On Monday, Petronas Chemicals' share price rose as much as 3.82% to RM8.42, the highest since July 12, 2019, as investors weighed the impact of higher crude oil prices on the average selling prices of its products. The counter closed 0.46% higher at RM8.74 today, for a market capitalization of 69.9 billion ringgit. Plantations, the plantation arm of Lembaga Tabung Haji, has appointed Muhammad Zainuddin Muhammad Zain as its new CEO effective immediately. He replaces Muzmi Muhammad, whose contract ended yesterday. Muhammad Zainuddin was formerly financial controller at New Britain Palm Oil, a subsidiary of Sime Darby Plantation based in Papua New Guinea. With more than 30 years of management experience in various corporate sectors, he previously served as Senior Vice President of Agri-Food Unit at Khazanah National and held several senior positions in the Sovereign Fund's subsidiaries and joint ventures. Plantations also announced the appointment of Shahrizal Suhaini as its Chief Financial Officer. Shahrizal was formerly Principal Auditor with KPMG Desa Megat & Co. and has more than 12 years' experience in auditing and restructuring companies in various industries. Both Muhammad Zainuddin and Shahrizal are chartered accountants and members of the Malaysian Institute of Accountants. At the close, Plantations shares were up 1.8% at 56 sen, valuing the company at about 494.96 million ringgit. Media Prima has redesignated its Group Executive Director Muhammad Rafiq Mat Razali as Group Managing Director. The position fell vacant following the resignation of Dato' Iskandar Mirza Mahmud in May this year after just over a year on the job. In a statement to Bursa Malaysia, Media Prima said Rafiq, whose track record includes his roles in forming Groupon Malaysia and establishing KFIT, now known as FAVE, joined the group as CEO of Rev Media Group in April 2016. 2016. Appointed as Group Executive Director in February this year, he is said to have been instrumental in leading Media Prima to become one of Malaysia's leading digital media companies. Meanwhile, Media Prima also announced the appointment of Rosli Sabarudin as its Group CFO effective immediately. Rosli has been the acting Group CFO since last April and previously served as Group General Manager of Finance, Financial Reporting, System and Operations. He first joined Media Prima in 2012 and also played an instrumental role in the setting up of CJ Wow Shop, now known as Wow Shop. At the close, Media Prima's share price fell 1.02% to 48.5 sen for a market value of about 538.4 million ringgit. Johor Corp and US private equity firm TPG Capital are said to be considering a plan to take KPJ Healthcare private. Citing people with knowledge of the matter, Bloomberg reported the San Francisco-based firm and the Johor State Government investment arm are in talks with banks to finance the potential deal. It said deliberations are still ongoing and the firms could decide not to go ahead with the plan. Johor Corp Head of Corporate Communications Hasnina Hafiz told Bloomberg that the group is continuously reviewing and assessing its investments with a view to strengthening its portfolio, and any announcements will be made in accordance with Bursa Malaysia requirements. The report said a KPJ spokesperson said in response to a query that the matter concerns their shareholder and they are not privy to it, while a TPG representative in Hong Kong has yet to respond to calls and emails seeking comment. According to Bloomberg data, Johor Corp owns nearly 36% of KPJ Healthcare as of April, while other major shareholders include retirement funds, the EPF and Co-op. KPJ Healthcare's shares ended trading 4.3% higher at RM1.21, giving it a market capitalization of 5.4 billion ringgit.